So, Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2, the tournament. The Sekai Taikai has finally begun. And guys, I told you in my last review we were going to get some badass fighting in this tournament. And I was right. Because in my last review I mentioned is that some of the actors that they're bringing in are real martial artists. Especially that I told you about the Taekwondo guy in my last review, how I mentioned him. I think it's called Brendan something. Brendan Lee, I think his name was. Yeah, so because he does real Taekwondo. So I told you guys we're going to get some badass kicks with him. And I was right. That's exactly what we got. So we got some very badass fighting in this part of the season. Now, about the Sekai Taikai and the way it works is that they have to, like all the, how they're in their teams, in the dojo teams. Basically they have to compete in different type of matches. There's one that involves weapons. There's another one that involves like a platform up that's elevated, and they have to try to get the other opponent off that off the platform. There's another one that's kind of similar, but it's on the ground. It's like a long kind of it almost looks like, kind of like a table. They have to try to get each other off, and yeah, so they have to compete in different matches and different types of matches. That's the way the Sekai Taikai works. Oh, and another one is it's literally a tag team match where you fight for you got to tag in your partner basically. But the thing is that if your captain goes down, then the whole team loses. That's the way it works. Actually, in some of the matches where they get into like a battle royale at one point, and they have to protect their captains, right? Because if the captain goes down, the whole team goes down. So there is one where they had to really protect their captain against the other opponents. So yeah, I found that quite interesting. And of course, like if you've been watching the Karate Kid franchise for a while, you know that the main character or the dojo you're following is always going to be on a losing streak for a bit, right? Because the thing is, it's like the guy you're following is always like supposed to be like the underdog, right? So they're on the bottom, they're always losing. Then when they're about to get eliminated from the tournament, they win the next match, they go up, right? And then that person gets eliminated. Then they go up again. Then they go up again. You know what I mean? So there's the same thing happens here with Miyagi-Do, right? They're on the losing streak. Then when they're about to lose the whole thing, they go up. They're about to lose it again, the whole thing, they go up. It happens here as well. So it's to be expected with a Karate Kid franchise. So yeah, that's basically what happens. And of course, it's to be also expected is that Cobra Kai, the team of Cobra Kai, is always going to be either on second place or the first place, right? So they're on the winning streak. The antagonist is always on the winning streak. That's a thing as well, right? But also what they did is in this tournament is also there's another team that they focused on as well, which is what they called the Iron Dragons, right? Because they're also winning, right? So we get a bunch of new characters as well with their dojo and their sensei. So the sensei, the actor that they play him, he's a real martial artist as well. So and he's also the guy that played in Mortal Kombat. If you guys didn't know, so yeah, he's their sensei. So but the sensei, like, he seems like a nice guy-ish kind of thing, if you can say that. But is really an asshole because he what's shown is that if the student gets something wrong, he basically beats them up. So in some ways he's actually even worse than Cobra Kai. But what's actually revealed here is that I was thinking about this, but I was gonna say in my last review I was gonna mention this, but I didn't say anything because I think I was wrong. But Tori Silva, right? Yeah, so it's a surprise. He got out of jail because he's a millionaire, right? So he's got out of jail now. He's actually the one running, because he brought out his dojo, the Iron Dragon. He brought out the dojo, and now he kind of owns it, right? And so his goal is for the Iron Dragons to beat both Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do, and to obviously win the Sekai Taikai. So that's what's going on with them, right? So yeah, so the top guys throughout the whole tournament is basically Cobra Kai and the Iron Dragons, right? The Iron Dragons seem like they're unstoppable, right? Because everything that the other dojos try to do to them, they always find a way to counter their moves or to overpower them. So yeah, that's basically what happens throughout the most of the tournament. Then other things happen, and then as like I said like I said before with Miyagi-Do, where they're about to lose, and then something happens, they elevate. Same thing again, same thing again, same thing, they elevate. Same thing, they elevate. It's to be expected, like I said, with the Karate Kid franchise. Same thing, like I said before. And obviously, with Cobra Kai and with the Iron Dragons, of course, they're going to be on the winning streak. So they're the top two. So yeah, it's to be expected, like I said. So with the senseis, basically the senseis, they're getting to like a all of them are enemies, So you got Miyagi-Do's side, you got Cobra Kai's side, and you have the Iron Dragon side with Tori Silver, and they're all trying to beat each other. There is a point where Daniel was actually tricked to go out because he wants to find out like what happened with his old master, right? With Miyagi, so he goes out to find out more information. So he gets tricked into getting sent out to some building to try to look for. It looks almost like a slummy place, but he goes out to try to look for more information. And lo and behold, what happens is that he gets captured by what looks to be Cobra Kai students or connected to the dojo. But what's revealed is that it wasn't actually Cobra Kai at all. It was actually Tori Silver's plan, right? To separate Daniel from Miyagi-Do, so Miyagi-Do can lose the tournament, right? And it was kind of working for a while, but of course Daniel, he knows karate. He broke out. He managed to fought off his attackers. He escapes, right? And he goes back to the tournament, to go and talk to the kids, the fighters. So yeah, so it was working for a while, but then obviously like I said, it failed. So he went back to his students. Because as you guys know, Tori Silver, he's a psychopath. He'll do anything he can to win. Because he's a psychopath. He's a narcissist. You know what I mean? So yeah. Because the thing is also with these attackers, right? The thing is, the way it happens is that they seem like because one of the guys, he had a tattoo of the Cobra Kai symbol, right, on his arm. But the guy, he looked like he's in like his 60s or 50s, 60s, right? And yeah, it was like when I was watching it, I thought it was kind of suspicious a little bit. But like, how is he connected to Cobra Kai? Like, you know what I mean? How is this guy connected to Cobra Kai? Because I don't think he knows any of them. So I thought, like, what's going on here? Are they really? Because I was thinking about it for a little bit, but I decided to go with the show. But yeah, what's revealed a little bit later was he was working for Tori Silver, and it was all his plan. So. Yeah, like I said, he's a narcissistic asshole, He's going to win by any means necessary. Actually, before I continue, I forgot to mention just one other thing. Chosen actually comes back in this season as well. So he comes back, like, he just shows up out of nowhere during the tournament, but he's, like, drunk. So in my last review, I mentioned that it would be nice to get a scene between Chosen and Kimito. I thought they were actually going to get together. But what's revealed here is that I think Kimito, she's seeing another guy. So he basically goes, so he gets upset because, he buys flowers for her and everything. So he gets upset. He actually shows up in the tournament after that. And he's like, he's drunk and he tells Daniel what was going on and, he's upset. And what's funny is that it seems like him and the other Asian girl that works with Cobra Kai, I can't remember her name, they get into like a romantic scene together. So it was kind of wacky, funny at the same time. So yeah, I kind of liked it, but in my opinion, it kind of didn't make sense. But I did like it was wacky. So yeah, I forgot to mention that before. And then it's with Tori Silver, everything happens after that, because what happens is that Chosen, Daniel, and Johnny, they advise a plan to get Cobra Kai and Johnny to bump heads, right? So what happens is they steal what was his name? The I can't believe I forgot his name. The leader of Cobra Kai. So they stole because he got that, that dagger. So he's got that. He brought the dagger with him, and they stole that dagger. So the guy, he thinks it was Tori Silver that did it, right? The Cobra Kai, the Cobra Kai sensei I'm talking about, he stole, he thinks that Tori stole his dagger, right? So now they're butting heads with each other, right? But it was the Asian girl that figured it all out. That was actually Miyagi-Do that did it, right? I say, this is a bad idea. You're just gonna make these guys angrier. So yeah, that's what happens there. Near the, I think it was I can't remember if it was the third or second last episode, is where there's a final showdown between Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai. Now, what happens there is that, I think we get the two captains fight, right? Right. And basically Cobra Kai loses, right? So they get eliminated from the tournament, right? But what happens is that one of the dojos was found out that they were using enhancing drugs, right? That all their students were taking enhancement drugs and shit like that, right? So they immediately get disqualified, but because they're a team down now, so they get Cobra Kai back into the tournament. So I didn't actually expect that to happen, but yeah, that is actually what happened. So Cobra Kai it comes back to the tournament, and of course, Quan and Robbie, right? So now they're butting heads, because they're like rivals during this tournament, right? They're like complete rivals, right? So now they made a promise to each other that they're gonna give it all they got. They're gonna go at it during this tournament, right? And actually, the one thing I just want to mention is the one thing I didn't like with Robbie, what they did with him in this part of the season, is I'm really getting sick of the whole love triangle thing now. Because during this tournament, Robbie thinks is that his girlfriend, has been cheating on him, right? So he gets upset, he always gets distracted, and that's also one of the reasons why Miyagi-Do is losing, right? Because he's always getting distracted, because his mind is somewhere else, right? So, but the thing is, he gets so depressed to the point where he actually cheats. He ends up cheating one night with one of the girls in the Iron Dragons, right? Was it Iron Dragons? Yeah, I think it was Iron Dragons, right? With a girl, right? Probably getting like a bit confused, but yeah, he ends up cheating. But which I find that's what I kind of found kind of stupid in this whole season. They could have done without that, because that it was. I want to say character assassination for Robbie's character, but I don't think Robbie would do that, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know why they decided to do that, but yeah, it is what it is. So after all that happens, basically we in the last episode we're during the tournament, right, where the two participants are fighting. Eventually, what happens is that a whole brawl breaks up, because the guy that was accused, right, the dojo that was accused by using enhancement drugs, his sensei shows up and punches one of the owners in the face and knocks him out. I think it was a punch or a kick. I don't remember 100%, but he knocks him out. And then after that, immediately everybody just gets into a brawl. Everybody, right? Even the senseis, everybody gets into a brawl, right? Because the Cobra, I can't believe I forgot his name. The Cobra Kai sensei, I can't remember his name. I don't know why it slipped my mind, but the Cobra Kai sensei goes after Tori Silva, right? And what happens is that he has that knife with him now, right? So what happens is that he's trying to push through the crowd, because all the kids are everybody's fighting, right? So he tries to go through them, but there's a point where he actually drops his knife on the ground, but he doesn't notice, but he goes after Tori Silva anyway, and then they have their fight in the back, somewhere in the back, right? And during this fight, right, I don't know if I should say this because this is big spoilers, right? Let's just say what happens at the end of this brawl is something I never expected to happen in the Karate Kid in the Karate Kid franchise. I never expected them to go this dark, because I'm not gonna say who and why and who it happens to, but we actually get someone actually dies in this because of that knife, right? And I'm not gonna say exactly what happened because of spoilers, because like it's very, very, very spoilery. But yeah, we actually get a death scene in the Karate Kid universe, which is something we never got. I don't think, because this has always been PG. Like this is like the darkest it's ever gone. So we actually get a death scene of someone. Someone dies in this. That's literally the last scene we see. Is like literally someone dies. But I'm not gonna say who, because I don't want to spoil it. Go watch it. That's all I'll say about that. Go and watch it. Right? If you like Cobra Kai thus far, you need to finish watching this season. Watch the whole thing straight through. Right? Watch the whole thing straight through. Because okay, as you can tell by the way I'm reviewing this, like the way I'm talking, because I'm getting like names confused and everything, because I literally just finished watching this and I'm so excited. It's hard to gather my thoughts. Because I'm actually excited. Maybe I should have waited a day to review, but yeah, I decided to do it immediately after I finished watching. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it, and yeah, it was hard to get my thoughts. And I do apologize for getting some names confused, because in some names I actually completely forgot. So yeah, because I was like, as you can tell, I'm very excited. So yeah, I love this part of the season. So yeah, that's all from me. I'll leave it as that. Like, subscribe, tell me in the comment section below what you thought about this part of the season. And yeah, I can't wait for part 3, right? Because part 3 is going to be the last because this is the last season. That's going to be the end. So part 3 is going to be the end of the series. And then after that, I believe we're getting the film. I believe we are getting a movie after this, which is supposed to be what people are saying. I don't know if I can. I can't confirm this, but what people are saying about that movie is they're gonna bring Jackie Chan. Remember how he did that kind of Karate Kid reboot thingy with Jackie Chan? Well, now they're making that part of the canon, so we're gonna get Jackie Chan and Daniel LaRusso, something involving with their characters. At least that's what people are saying. I can't confirm that, but that's what people are saying. So yeah, okay, but we are definitely getting a movie after this. So yeah, that's all from me. Like, subscribe, and yeah, tell me in the comment section what you guys think about this season. Yeah, and that's all from me. Thank you for watching.